a prison for your mind.
TikTok transforms kids into mindless drones faster than public schools can program them. They've replaced metal chains with mental shackles invisible to digital slaves. We're talking about a sophisticated algorithm that exploits insecure teens and glamorizes dopamine addicts, creating hashtag hobers, users that in the future will have the attention span of a goldfish and the impulse control of an estrogen-deprived Hollywood diva. The damage is real. TikTok knows it, but they have one goal: to rewire a new generation to live on 90-second clips of depression, rage, and dumb expressions from drag queens. So when monsters show their teeth, it's time for heroes to grin and rise to answer the call. What's going on, everybody? I hope you all had a great week, my friends. Welcome! You know, it's long overdue since we needed to target one of the most grotesque giants on the planet, TikTok. The social media application stimulates homeless minds looking for purpose and overnight fortune and fame by telling them to act crazy. So what do? They go nuts.
And a lot of people are shocked to hear that I have children, considering I sued my parents for having me without my permission, because I did not consent to being here. Like, I was unaware that I was going to have to grow up and get a job.
What?
You know, a long time ago, we used to lock up all the nuts and throw away the key. Now they're being used to lure kids in to log on and mainline a chemical high that's even more potent than crack, while the entire time the platform is sucking up all their private and personal information.
This is from TikTok's privacy policy. We collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, file names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. So they're monitoring your keystrokes, which means they know every fucking thing you type.
Wow.
That's what you're agreeing to when you download and start using TikTok.
You better believe the barbarians are already inside the gates. They want to turn your minds into mushu by throwing out these lottery tickets, giving people chances, talking to all those untalented wannabe Kardashian cutouts. Tell them you can have a shot at the big time. They show a 24/7 stream inside a mental pipeline of lethal challenges and viral tics that most of these users view more important than life itself. I inhale dangerous tanning nasal sprays because I'd rather die hot than live ugly. That is a window into the world of the wannabe generation. Kids who are jacked into the TikTok matrix will devour hours of dumb expression divas who have no other point in life than to leave behind a big wrinkled nose and a tan corpse at 20.
Hey girls, always get questions on my tan, so just can talk through it. I actually use sunbeds and use nasal sprays and tanning drops from BB Extreme Tan. So 2 sprays up each nostril every night that you remember, 2 drops under the tongue whenever I remember, and this is usually what it looks like after I've had a sunbed.
And we know we have a responsibility to protect them.
Of course, it's what the CEO said. He's sitting here going, I swear to Congress, this is absolutely all in my control. You have nothing to worry about.
We will keep safety, particularly for teenagers, as a top priority for us.
Now, the big question is, will anyone actually believe that he'll keep his word? Surprise! The tanning nasal sprays going viral on TikTok are not safe. According to dermatologists and cosmetic chemists, the science around them isn't just sketchy, it doesn't exist. You think the CEO actually gave a look about the people who are harmed by his algorithm? I mean, we're talking about a software application that has more in common with a street thug, someone who's dealing out these lethal digital doses. I don't believe him for a second.
The 10-year-old girl participated in a blackout challenge, also known as the choking challenge. TikTok actively pushes video on her feed.
Congressman, as a father myself, when I hear about the tragic deaths of
My question
people,
is,
it's
do
heartbreaking.
you find that good faith moderation?
We are very focused on safety.
The only reason he faked being like having real heartbreak was because he was on the hot seat, worried that he was going to lose his corporation and the private jet.
I found out this week there's actually a dark side to TikTok. They're completely rotting the brains of an entire generation of people.
But adding insult to injury, every founding father that founded every free nation around the world today, right now, is being roundly mocked by this generation that they bled for, fought for, and died for, by all these misfits who are faking mental illnesses.
Eat the burrito. No. One for you. Woo! Woo!
To top it all off, you have these goldfish brains who believe the cons on the screen, and then about 45 minutes later will start going up on TikTok to self-diagnose their own delusions. About an hour later, they'll actually start presenting themselves with their actually copycat tics. Then they'll tell their mom, the doctor, and about another hour and 10 minutes later, flip the camera on and film their own TikTok.
This is me, one day on TikTok.
This is me 1 year on TikTok.
But what's worse than that, what really drives me crazy, are these middle-aged 50-year-old thumbsuckers who are pretending to be 15 years old.
They apparently now have the ability to get young girls to think that older men are actually teenagers talking to them. I saw this. Can you show this picture? This is what you can do. Look at this guy.
Before we go on, I want to thank you all, each and every one of you, for helping to grow the channel. You all answered the call. Over the last few weeks and videos, you have watched them for longer times than ever before. That has empowered YouTube to share them with everyone. Thank you, my friends. Your support means the world.
George loved them all dearly.
Now, everything we've seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. We've witnessed just the symptoms, not the actual disease itself. And so there are a lot of questions out there. One of them is, how did this all start? Well, a long time ago, you had officials in the Chinese government and the Red Book Brigade who decided we really want to become Bond villains. In order to rule the world, they had to buy up a lot of assets. They needed studios, farms, ranches, businesses, countries, people, and politicians, even software companies. So then you had President for Life, Xi Jinping. He already owned Hollywood's most sacred cows. They already moved on command.
你好，中国，这是叫西呢。我必须说，现在，在速度与激情中，我做很多采访，很多。所以在一个采访，我有一个错误，所有人问我。
So whether you're talking about John Cena apologies, or you're talking about Disney being forced to admit that they're actually racist by covering the Black Panther's face with a mask on the movie poster, or the Star Wars Last Jedi's character Finn being pushed to the back of the bus, all to soothe the sensibilities of the big bosses back home in mainland China. That proved just one thing, that Tinseltown was owned lock, stock, and barrel by the Middle Kingdom.
也绝不允许任何外来势力欺负、压迫、奴役我们。谁妄想这样干？
So now their plan to replace America had to move forward. And just like the USA exported Western culture with one McDonald's franchise, one big budget blockbuster movie and blue jeans at a time, so did President Xi. He took together all the tools that he used to control his own populace, packaged them and put a ribbon on top and called it ByteDance. That was the company that created TikTok.
It's such popcorn entertainment that you can consume really quickly. You know, you just keep scrolling and you see the next video, and it's just 15 seconds each. And on the other hand, by using their artificial intelligence targeting, they can get you the content that you're most interested in watching and seeing.
Now, if you need any more evidence or proof that this is nothing less than a tool for total destruction, which ruins people's lives, all you got to do is look at its sister called Douyin. That's TikTok in China. Now, Douyin is a whole other kind of animal. It's a beast that's completely tame. It's an application that any nation would beg for to create a healthy society or to keep one going. It promotes patriotism, friendship, personal pride, history, nationalism, arts, sciences, mathematics, and personal excellence. What more can you ask for?
This is something that China has designed from the beginning. The two applications, completely different algorithm. What you're going to find on the Douyin application is effectively pushing educational content, historical content, and of course science. That's not an accident. It's really designed to effectively push the rest of the world to become imbeciles.
So when you compare both versions, what you realize is that China put their thumb on the scale. But that doesn't answer one of the bigger questions. How in the world did TikTok get so many free-spirited people to willingly want to become digital slaves? So the answer's simple. It was all social engineering. They lured the users into this addiction cycle where they watched short videos that stimulated their brain into overdrive, creating this dopamine rush on demand. And then they sprinkled in their secret sauce. this reinforcement strategy. It was a reward system which rewarded people at irregular intervals. It's like, say, you watch dozens of TikTok videos, but none of them actually did it for you. Then all of a sudden you hit pay dirt and you witnessed a viral legend. Your brain would explode like it was on the 4th of July. Dopamine spikes happening in quick succession is what makes TikTok similar to gambling. Research shows that addiction gradually shrinks the human brain. Watch TikTok and eventually you too will experience the gambler's high. I'm not recommending it, but that's what's going on. It's the same system that casinos use. Imagine if you won every hand of blackjack when you were in Vegas, it would no longer be fun. It would just be work. That's why losing is what often makes the rare victories that much sweeter. And that's the exact formula that TikTok used to create the goldfish generation. TikTok brain, how is TikTok destroying the mental health of upcoming generation? Say each viewing experience diminishes your dopamine tolerance, all while shrinking the brain. Now, what that means is you're going to have to watch more hours, keeping your eyes glued to the screen to ever come close to having a shadow of that original rush. And that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to live their morning, noon, and night. But that's not what really drew me in to shine a spotlight on these bastards. It was the war they started, the war on children. TikTok is feeding teens a diet of darkness. Recently, a group of researchers created fictitious accounts of 13-year-olds and quickly found their feeds full with content about eating disorders, body image, self-harm, and even self-deletion. Parents have the toughest job of all, especially today. They're out there raising their kids, telling them all about the dangers in the world, who are the boogeymen, who to talk to and who not to. And all while that's happening, you got this shadow which creeps in through the front door.
The moon! Moon and moon self. I also use glitch and glitch self, but that's just because I'm completely and utterly obsessed with glitch core.
Oh, I think that immediately you should seek professional help.
Within 3 minutes of making a new account, the algorithm is already customizing this new digital bubble universe based on its perceptions of your anxieties, vulnerabilities, insecurities, confusions, and curious questions.
You know, you will have a teenager whose For You page is just flooded with suicide content, advocating violence against others. We see that. Disordered eating is a big one.
Once TikTok realizes that little Johnny is depressed, the app goes right to work to create an endless loop of videos that gives him exactly what he wants by reinforcing his despair. Now just think about that for a second. You're a kid, you go up on TikTok and you search for Batman. A couple of minutes later, you open another screen, you search for something, I'm feeling down. Instantly, that child is fed a liquid starvation diet. He's given lethal challenges, bad advice, and beta males crying on command. See, TikTok doesn't give a lick about what's going on with a child. They're not there to inspire him because he's feeling down. Maybe warn and reach out to the parents, send a message to the friends. Hey, but when someone's feeling gloomy, they're going to give them darkness. When they're feeling pain, they're going to go, we're going to give it to you all. That's what they're in the business of, to create more engagement. You want to feel dark? We're going to give it to you. Everything you ever wanted is yours. See, TikTok prioritizes, at the end of the day, pain over positivity. So when regular, everyday horror shows no longer cut it to get your dopamine fix, no worry. The software app's got your back. It's going to unleash a torrent of toxic videos, even from some of the cringiest users. You're talking about content creators that put on song and dance performances while role-playing as people who actually died on 9/11 or in the Holocaust. TikTok is a plague by any definition. The company wants to strip mind sanity, turn the world upside down till every brain is in chaos and every single child rebels against reality.
What is that?
It invades the brain like meningitis.
So we have a tough fight on our hands, but we are going to win. Because whenever you're facing something vile and truly ill, you take your heart, hope, strength, and will, and you hold your head high, puff out your chest, and smile. Because no one ever said that slaying giants couldn't be fun. And remember, in order to triumph, that we never bow down, we never bend the knee. Always forward.